Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to get another workout under our belt. We're going to do our mobility movements and our movement mobilities. Those are two different things, although they sound very much so the same. Our regular mobility movements are going to be our hip mobilities, whether we're on the floor and or standing up. Big range of motion, full range of motion, control, balance, all that good stuff. And then our movement mobilities are those new ones that we've been sprinkling in as of late, to be a little bit more compound, a little bit more physically demanding instead of just range of motion type exercise. So no weights are needed today. I do have a mat out from a comfort standpoint, so if you're on carpet, you're good to go. If you're on tile or anything like that, feel free to add a mat. But we're going to start on the floor today and work our way up, and we'll go from there. So let's get it going. Let's get it moving. We're going to start on our back, on our mat, and we're actually going to start with those roll to V sits. Now remember, the roll to V sit, what we've been doing is sprinkling in those in between and starting with partials and then going halves and then going 3/4 to our full. Right now, let's go straight to our full right away, and it's going to be a little bit tight possibly. So what you're going to want to do is when you get up here to the top, kind of shift, kind of move, kind of pause, kind of stretch, and then go back in to your roll portion. So I'm just going to take each repetition. I'm going to reach left hand to right foot, right hand to left foot, and then go back into the roll. Okay, and we're going to go 10 repetitions. There's going to be 1. There's going to be 2, and you could pull high knee pull, double high knee pull each time. 4. Okay, same thing. 5. We're going to go to 10. Now when I'm reaching, because I'm not totally loosened up, I'm going to use that offhand, and I'm going to try to encourage it a little bit, brace it, but also gain a little bit of leverage so that I can reach further and slowly increase my range of motion, aka my stretch. Okay, we'll say that's 7. Ooh, didn't get that other side. 8. 9. And there's going to be my 10. So I'm going to do here is I'm going to stay up at the top, and I'm going to do that butterfly stretch because this is a very tight, limited movement for me, range of motion. My hips are not exactly very loose and are very flexible or mobile. So I'm going to do a couple of these guys. So these little butterfly stretches here, I'm going to have these be my in-between movements, unlike the partials, halves, and 3/4 and full roll to V-sit. All right, so let's get it going. We're going to do something just a smidge different, a little bit lighter, a little bit easier. I'm going to get set up like I'm going to do a crunch, but I'm going to do a lower trunk torso rotation. All that means is I'm going to take my lower body and I'm going to rotate, let's say towards you, towards my right, and I'm going to rotate my upper body to my left. Pause 1,000 up, bring it on over. Now it's going to be to the left side, so now I'm turning and looking at you, which is the right. Pause 1,000 up. Now you can pause or no pause. Just make sure if the legs are going one way, your upper body and arm are going the other way. Now you could totally try and reach both arms. You could also have this non-stretching side hold down those legs. Either one, but we're going to do maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 a piece, somewhere in there. Now let's say you're not holding, you're just repping from side to side. That's okay, make sure it's slow and steady. Maybe you're holding and stretching and breathing through. Well, you might be a little bit slower on that, taking a little bit long time, but this is a little bit of what's called a lower trunk. So let's think of this as their hips, yeah, but more so your low back as far as what you're trying to loosen up. So take your time on this one. I'm going to go 1 more repetition a piece. Okay, from here, I'm going to do a reverse scorpion kick. So now it's a little bit of a bigger, exaggerated version of that lower trunk torso rotation. My left leg is coming over to my right side towards you guys, and my left arm is reaching away. So it's pretty much the same thing as that lower trunk torso rotation, but because the legs are independent of each other as well as straight, this should be a little bit more stretch, a little bit more of that lower back, and now might even be a little bit up into the glutes as well, which is what we're going for. And every single time I'm just readjusting, resetting, taking my time to put myself in the proper, correct position to make sure that I do everything correctly. Now this leg, if it's bent, that's fine. If it's straight, that's fine. It's a little bit more so what you feel comfortable with and what you kind of deem necessary to get a big range of motion. Some reps I'll bend my knee and drop the knee. That'll get a little bit more of the back. Some repetitions I'll straighten that leg and I'll get a little bit more of the glute NIT band slash hamstring. One more for me to my right to left. And time. All right, so now we're going to go into those high knee pulls, our regular high knee pulls. 1, 1, 2, 2. Now we're just going to go our simple, easy 10 and 10. 3, 3, 4, 4. Now we're coming up on our halfway mark. 5, 5. So now the second half, 6 through 10, I'm going to do that heel to opposing hip. So I'm actually going to sit up, reach up, try to grab as much of that heel or foot or ankle as possible and turn it, but also continue or staying with the high knee pull. 6 and 6. 7 and 7 here. 8 and 8. Now I like to crunch up and reach and get my upper body involved, and then the weight of my upper body as I lean back or lie back down is what's going to be pulling on those legs. You could stay down, that's fine. If you can reach, that's fine. And then just use your upper body to pull, that's fine. 9 and 9. But I like to get a little something, something behind it. 10. And 10. All right, we're going to go our regular line leg kicks. First set, that non-working leg is going to be bent just to ease up on it a little bit. And we're just going to kick. Now take your kick to as high as you can. If it's here, 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 doesn't matter. But we're not taking the hips off the ground. So if you kicking higher brings your butt up off the ground, dial it back a little bit because that's not giving you any of a bigger range of motion or stretch. All right, so let's keep it going. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Switch it over, same thing. And again, we're going to go roughly 10 repetitions. Now, your rep speed might be a little bit different than my rep speed, so I'm just going to roughly count 10 repetitions. 8, 9, and 10. All right, so now a second set line leg kick. I'm going to be kicking with my right, so my left leg is going to be flat. Okay, I'm going to drive or push, dig that left heel into the ground while I kick up. And we're going to go that 10 rep range. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we're going to come up a little bit. Now we're going to sneak in those little itty bitty butterfly stretches. Loosen up those hips, loosen up those hammies, loosen up the groin, loosen up the adductors, those inner thigh. And there's no real right or wrong way to do this. It's kind of individual. What you can do is hold the shin or the ankles and push on those knees, similar to what we do when we do that super squat, that isometric hold. Okay, and break. All right, so we're gonna be back to our lying hip mobilities. We're gonna do a lying leg kick to leg whip or leg drop. You can have that non-working leg straight or bent. I prefer to have it bent. I just feel a little bit more under control. The right leg, I'm gonna do my kick, and I'm gonna come to the outside towards you guys. Replace it, reset, reload it, redo it. Okay, so lying leg kick to leg whip. Keep that tummy tight, come up. Okay, and we're gonna go 10 repetitions. And let's go. So let's say that's 1. And that's 2. That's gonna be 3. 4. That's gonna be 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Fantastic. Now, if your leg was straight, you might feel a little bit of the front of that thigh or your quad muscles start to tighten up a little bit. And if that's tightening up, you might feel your hip flexor starting to tighten up a little bit. So if you need to stop and shake and shuffle or do a little stretch or two on that hip flexor, go ahead and do that. If not, other side, same thing, 10 repetitions. Come up and over. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Now remember, your rep speed does not have to be fast. It does not have to be slow. It can be a couple fast, a couple slow. Just do what you got to do to get a big range of motion. 9, one more time. Over and up. And 10. Okay, we're in between reps or sets. We got a couple more of those butterfly stretches. Now I like to bounce and get loose because what I'm doing on these mobilities is trying to create a little bit of tension just to activate through the range of motion. So then when I'm doing these butterfly stretches, because my hips are terrible, I'm just trying to stay loose. But remember, you do have that option of pushing down like we do in that super squat when we sit down and we hold. So I'll actually do a couple of these. It doesn't hurt. And time. All right, so last one on our back, and we're going to do those single leg glute bridges. Okay, and really focus on the feel and the form and activating your butt, your glutes, your hips, and your low back to lift. Okay, now I'm going to do my glute bridge with my left leg, my left side, my left butt, but my right leg is going to be the one that's up. Whether I want that straight, if I want it straight out in front of me, if I want it bent, if I want it over, go with what feels comfortable, go with what you feel most control. I'm just going to keep it bent, a little bit more of an athletic position. So 10 with the left, 10 with the right, in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, switch it over, 10 repetitions. Now you might be able to see a little bit better. My right side, my right toe, I'm actually pulling up. Not necessarily needed or required, but for me it helps because if my foot is flat, sometimes I'll end up pushing through the balls of my foot. My heel comes up and my calf kind of takes over. I want to make sure that my lower leg and glute, or my lower leg doesn't activate, my calf doesn't, my glutes do. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9er, and last one with that butterfly stretch before we switch it on over. Okay, again, nice and loosey-goosey, little bounce, little nice and easy, just a little bit of shake in those legs. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to flip it over, and we're going to start lying down in that Superman position, that Superman setup. All right, now if you need more on those, go ahead and take more on those. What we're going to do is we're going to flip it over. Now we're going to give our hips and our legs a little bit of a break. Your glutes, your butt are not necessarily going to take too much time off because we're going to go through some shoulder movements. Okay, we're going to lay flat down like we do in our Supermans. Okay, we're going to do some shoulders. So first we're literally going to start off with our Supermans. We're going to do 10 repetitions with that Mississippi squeeze at the top. Okay, so that one Mississippi. All right, we got 10 repetitions. In 3, 2, 1, and go. 1 Mississippi down. 2 Mississippi down. 3 Mississippi down. 4 Mississippi down. 5 Mississippi down. 6 Mississippi down. 7 Mississippi down. 8 Mississippi down. 9 Mississippi down. And 10 Mississippi. Now if you do need to sit back, butt to heels, and stretch as we go along and move, and work that low back, feel free. That's as simple as sitting up and sitting back, okay? But like I said, right now we're gonna pick on the shoulders a little bit. So we're gonna do that Superman, but we're gonna do a shoulder circle. So as I come up in that Superman, my palms are facing down, but I'm gonna do that shoulder circle, and I'm gonna turn my palms up and bring my hands to my hips, hands to my butt, fingers together, however you wanna do it. But make sure your chest comes up and the shoulders come back. And then retrace your steps and relax. All right, we got 10 Superman shoulder circles in 3, 2, 1, and go. Up. And down. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and reset, and 10. Okay, same thing. If you want to sit back, butt to heels, that's an easy movement here. Just kind of lighten the load on the low back. All right, we got one more for the shoulders specific on our bellies. We're just going to basically simulate that scapular retraction, or we're going to achieve the scapular retraction. We're going to simulate the bungee pull apart. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay flat face down on our bellies. Palms are going to be out. Palms are going to be down. Arms are going to be out to our side. Now you're going to come up a little bit. You can do a full-blown Superman if you want to, but we're going to go 10 pull aparts. All we're going to do is raise the arms up, not bent elbows, just straight arms. Lift the arms up, squeeze, pinch, retract your shoulder blades together. In 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and break. Okay, next one we're going to get up into that quadruped stance on all fours, but we have one more for the shoulder. It's going to be that reach, roll, lift. And we've done this before, and we've done this where we alternate. I'm just going to do the one side, stay on that one side, and then I'm going to switch. So if you recall, your quadruped stance is here. You're on all fours, hands and knees. Now what I want you to do is sit back. Whatever that sit back means to you might be different, but sit back. Now you're going to take elbows and forearms and hands on the floor. Elbows and forearms and hands on the floor, and they're going to be in contact with your knees. So I'm going to go left hand so you can see it here. It's going to be, here's my reach, here's my roll, here's my lift, and I'm going to retrace my steps and do it again. All right, so we're going to go reach, roll, lift, 5 and 5. 3, 2, 1, and go. Reach, roll, lift. Reset, same side, reach, roll, lift. And if you notice, my upper body is not coming up with it to make that movement or that lift a little bit higher. I'm staying down. So whatever your height is, even if it's a little bit, just get that arm up off the ground with the palm up. If it's high, it's high. Good. For me, that's going to be 5, so I'm going to switch sides. Reach, roll, and lift. Reset. Reach, roll, and lift. And reset. For one more. Good. All right, so here we go. We're going to go back to our mobilities, our hip mobilities. And since we're done on all fours, we're going to go into our hip mobilities, the fire hydrants. Okay? So we're going to do it like we've been doing it. We're just going to add a couple of stretches to it. We're going to start with our fire hydrants for 10. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, donkey kicks or straight-legged lifts. So straight-legged lift is one, donkey kick is the other. 10 repetitions. Pick your poison in 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, we got hip circles and hip circles. We're going to go both directions. So whichever direction you start with, hit your 10 and then opposite on the second set. 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so we did all of our hip mobilities on the left side, so now we're going to stretch the left side. So this is going to be that pigeon pose. So if I want to stretch my left side, I'm going to step back with my right. Now that left foot, left ankle, if you can bring that across your body a little bit, that's like that high knee pull, heel to opposing hip. And I'm going to collapse down. We're going to hold for 10. Now if you want to sit up or rotate or do whatever you want to do, we're going to go 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time, and time. All right, here's that second stretch I was talking about, and I'll turn and face you guys. Now we have done this, okay? I'm going to sit on my right side because we just got done working the left side, okay? Now if you're in your shoes or bare feet, that doesn't matter. If you want to go on the toes of the ball of your foot or the top of your foot, that doesn't matter. We're trying to get that left side, okay? So we're going to go left leg straight, and right now I'm sitting down, so I'm actually going to be on my instep of my foot because I'm just getting set up, okay? But what I want to do is turn that toe up, okay? And all I'm going to do, again, this is my left side, so I'm going to turn and rotate with my right hand towards that toe, come up. And when you come up, squeeze your glutes and bring your hips forward. Now if your toe stays up or turns down or goes flat, that's going to be whichever feels a little bit most comfortable or natural to you. Just don't bend or buckle the knee, okay? Okay, we're going to do 5 of these. Sit back, toe up, right hand, sit up, tight butt. 1. Go 5 of these. 2. 3. 4. And 5. All right, now I'm just going to adjust a little bit. we're going to go back to those hip mobilities, the fire hydrants. But if for me, it's going to be my right side. So for whichever side you just did, you got the other side. Here we go. 10 repetitions on the fire hydrants. In 3, 2, 1, and go. 1, 2. Now remember, whatever side you're doing, that opposing side does not dip or drop or compensate for it. Try to stay squared up and even as possible. 9 and 10. Okay, straight-legged lifts or donkey kicks going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, hip circles, pick a direction for 10. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Now you got a full range of motion on this one. Now if it's slow, go slow. Faster is not necessarily better in this particular exercise. Control and balance. 8, 9, and 10. Opposite direction, opposite direction. 3, 2, 1, and go. What are you doing, babe? Why don't you sit down over here, okay? Please sit down. Thank you. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Did you say hi? Why don't you say hi? Okay, so now since we did that right side, right hip, right glute, now we want to sit back and do that right side pigeon pose. Okay, back up, please. Okay, so I'm going to step back and stride back with the left, and I'm going to stretch the right. Now remember, if you need a little bit more of that stretch, just think of your high knee pulls. That heel can come to the opposing hip. Okay, and I'm going to collapse down for 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right, the second part of that stretch is going to be that adductor and hamstring stretch. Okay, so now I'm going to sit on my left side, left leg. Right foot's going to go out. Now remember, however you want to sit, that's fine, whatever feels comfortable. Don't force it if it doesn't feel right. All right, so now, toe up, left hand, exhale. Tight at the top. 1, 2, 3. Now as you reach and rotate and stretch, exhale so those muscles relax a little bit. And 5. All right, back it up, move it out, do what you got to do. Probably just going to adjust my mat a little bit for my hands. We have your regular groiners to start. Now we're going for repetitions and we're going to go through the full progression. At any point in time, if you need to break and shake or just pause, do it. But we're going to go regular mobilities, regular groiners, then rotation, and then toe kick, and then under switch. So we're going to work through that full progression. All right, groiners, 5 and 5 for 10. And this is going to be, you know what? Let's go, let's stay on the same side. We'll do the progression through the side, the one side. All right, so I'm gonna go left leg groiner first. 3, 2, 1, and go. So I'm just trying to get in that position and sink it down. No rotation just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more, unless you need more, 5. So now we're going to stay on that left side, left foot, left hand. 1, reset, reload, but definitely repeat. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, here's going to be that under switch. I'm going to do the groiner with the left foot and do a toe, not an under switch, toe kick with the right foot. Okay, so left foot, right foot, reset all the way back. Here we go. Left, right toe kick, reset, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our 5. Now is going to be our under switch. Now remember, when I'm doing this for you guys, and you could do this as well because it does make it a little bit easier, you're going to be in that crawling stance. I'll do a false step or a drop step with my left foot first, then bring my right foot underneath. Okay, so here's one repetition, one example. I'll turn so you can see. I'm going to step with my left first. It's going to create just a little bit more separation and spacing between my left foot and my right hand. It's false step or drop step. Right foot through. Reset with the right foot. Reset with the left foot. All right, we have 5 under switches with the left foot first. Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Reset, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and break. All right, now that we get the under switch, we're going to do that glute bridge. Okay, under switch to that crab seat or crab sit, and we're going to do the glute bridge. So readjust your hands and just squeeze the glutes and lift. We got last 5. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. False step, under switch, hips up. Not going to be too much, but your goal is as much as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. There we go. Very good. There's your progression with the left side. Lead leg is the left leg. So now we're going to go back to the beginning. Again, if you need to take a break, take it. Need to do something, do it. But it's going to be right side groiners, right leg groiners. No rotation, just a little bit of a pause. Okay, so we got 5 repetitions. In 3, 2, 1, and let's go. And you're just going to sink it a little bit. You can even pin that back knee down and come up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're adding in that right arm rotation. Right foot groiner. Right arm rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we have the groiner to toe kick. Right foot groiner, left foot toe kick. Okay, we got 5 more. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. All the way back. 1. Now remember, do whatever it is you got to do, even if it's a toe drag. Even if you bend your foot and you kind of drag that toe, even if you got to pull it, do what you got to do. Attempt to improve from the last time we've done it, because it's a difficult movement. For most people, it's not just going to happen overnight. Let's pretend that that's number 4. Let's pretend like I was counting. 5. Okay, here we go. Next one is going to be that under switch. Now it's going to be going to the right, left leg coming through. So you got that little drop step, that little false step. Just a little one with the right. Okay, here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Drop step. 1, hips down. Under switch, hips down. Reset. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This brings us to our last one. We got the under switch into the crab sit, booty up. All right, we got that glute bridge for 5. Let's rock and roll in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Hips down under switch, butt up as much as you can. 1, under switch, crab sit, glute bridge. 2, 3, 4, reset, pump, pump, and 5. All right, break, shake, rest, recover. Now those mobilities are all warm-ups that we've done in the past. That's just a series and the sequence and the progression in which they would go had we done them all every single time we warm up. It's a great off day, recovery day workout. Rotation, that's a great pre-workout if you can kind of plan for that amount of time, 20-30 minutes. It's a great post-workout, cool down, loosen back up. Whatever you got to do and however you do it, great job. Got any questions, feel free to send them my way. I'm happy to help and I'm here to help. Talk to you guys soon.